We're back, right? And I've got my first guest of the day. I've had Jam, been co-host to keep me happy all night. Now we're moving into the flow. You're my first of 34.
Yes,
of the day. So I really appreciate you coming down at 6 a.m. for me as well.
This is my time. Personal trainers, this is our time. We shine at this time of the morning. 6 in the morning is where we're at. So this is no different for me.
So firstly, thank you and Realfit for the voucher as well for the donation prize. Absolutely amazing. Could you start off by introducing the company and yourself?
Yeah, sure. So Realfit came about 6 years ago now. It's I think we're coming up to our 7th birthday.
Congratulations.
It was created by Joe and her partner. They basically wanted to bring a community-based fitness center to St. Neots. And so, the project started. It's, had many changes in terms of coaching staff and everything else, but the consistency of what we try to offer people, which is a community-based gym, a family, somewhere you can come and just relax and enjoy yourself, but also, get fit and get healthy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of always been the premise of what we do. The name itself in Realfit it's not about just about the aesthetics. It's not just about the performance and all the things that come with it, all the positive things that come with fitness, but more so the fact that we want to try and get people to understand that it can be something that can fit within their real life, their lifestyles, and achieve their goals, their own personal goals, whatever they may be. I mean, if it's from just a case of, just feeling a bit more comfortable in their clothes, all the way through to actual high-end performance. And, we have athletes that train in different sports that come there as well. So we try and, factor in for everyone. But the goal, it always comes back to the same thing, that we want people to be comfortable, have a good time, and just be in an environment they trust and understand and can open up. So Realfit is, it's getting stronger and stronger. I mean, as with everyone the last couple of years, it's been a bit of a dogfight, but we've got through that. And we now can see, we've added things into the business and trying to grow it even stronger now. We're opening up an online aspect of it as well, which I'll be running for this year and trying to build, and just continually trying to look at things that we can do to help people, get into people's lives to help them. As I say, just try and find a level of fitness and health that's going to suit their lifestyle and get the goals that they want. So
awesome.
It's been good, and it's been hard, but we're,
it's business.
Exactly. It's business. And so Realfit in itself is doing great. And as I say, we've got a great bunch of coaches there as well, all different walks of life, all different ages. And I think that comes across as well, the fact that, our members are like that as well, all different ages, all different walks of life. And we want to make sure that, we get in good experienced coaches that are easygoing and moving forward as well. So we've just taken on another couple of new coaches as well. But we're always looking for people, if there's anyone out there that wants to, who's a coach or wants to get into coaching and wants to come and learn and talk to us as well. We're always happy to kind of let people into the door and sort of see what we do and help them.
So what's interesting, you haven't really mentioned like one style of getting fit. Like, so do you actually, when you talk about the diversity of your team, it's not just in personalities and demographic, maybe it's actually in different ways of getting fit.
Yeah. So our main function of the gym runs as a class-based gym. So all the sessions are tutor-led. So there's never a stage where we have like an open gym and people just come and do their own thing or kind of like potter around and try and just do what they can. It's always it's always structured and kind of like helping people find what they need to do. Now, the sessions themselves are quite structured and planned by the coaches. But when it comes down to personal training or group coaching or anything like that, it can be literally anything. We take on in the afternoons. We have the sort of the older generation come in, and we do like a sort of a movement circuit where we can help them move better and feel better about themselves. We also have some autistic members as well that come in, and they come in the afternoon when it's nice and quiet, and we can go through just drills with them that again just makes them feel good and gets them moving around. But it's not too much about the weights or plates or anything else like that. We're just using the space. We've got an amazing open space in the Little End Road in the industrial estate. So it's a huge area, and we try and utilize that the best we can. And as you say, there's not a one size fits all kind of fitness program. Never is, and it shouldn't be. And everyone's got their own sort of wants and needs, and we always try to help them out with that, whether it be lifting weights, whether it be boxing, whether it be more cardio based stuff, whether it be just stretching and
just
mobility.
Getting fit.
Yeah, exactly. Just moving. That's and that's what we always try and promote within the business. So it's
great, man.
It's been great. I mean, I've been working there almost since its beginning. I came in. I moved to St Neots 8 years ago, but started work there about 6 years ago. So just after they opened. So,
what about so tell us a little bit more about yourself in the sense of where are you from? How did you get into this world of?
Well, it's been a long road. I was born in 1981. I've just turned 40.
Congratulations!
So thank you. It's been a stressful time, but I've got through it. No, not really. I've actually been looking forward to it. I feel with it, I suppose everyone sort of says this, but as I go through the decades, there's everything you learn through it, and you become more experienced, and you feel better about, and you sort of understand yourself a bit more. And that's kind of been the big journey I've gone through. I was born in Hitchin, and I lived in Hertfordshire pretty much my whole life. And I was overweight as a child. I didn't really know, growing up, I love sport. I love playing football, but I didn't really understand the concept of training people and helping people get fit.
Yeah.
It was all about, I'm going to be a footballer. So I worked hard, I lost weight, tried to become a footballer. Also was really into music. I was a drummer. So
nice.
I loved playing in the band as well. So I had physical activities I like to do, but I also like to eat a lot of food. So it kind of, there was a balancing act. I left school and went to college to do sports science, which again, I wasn't really sure at the time what I wanted. So it was kind of a weird time for me. I didn't really like the people that were in the class, so I didn't really get on with them. Left there. Started working in a parachute packing factory, Irvins in Letchworth. So I packed parachutes for 2 years, and then realized that probably wasn't what I wanted to do the rest of my life as well.
Yeah.
So then I saved up and went back to college and did IT. And then this kind of, I suppose, this pattern kind of started emerging. So I did IT, I finished that course. My girlfriend at the time's auntie works in the college, and she said, I can get you some work over the summer, helping people with IT. I then kind of fell into a job teaching. And from there, that was sort of the first time I realized that I had a passion for helping people, because I did this job where I was helping, either school leavers to, or the older generation, and kind of helping them with their IT and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed that feeling of giving people the knowledge and helping them out and getting them through tough times, really, and understanding things. And it kind of gave me that sense of, self-worth. So I did that for about 4 years or so, I think it was, in the end. And then tragically, I had a friend who passed away, who died in a car accident, and it kind of shifted my life again. And I kind of didn't really know where I was going. I didn't really feel like I was in the right environment. So I left there. I became an estate agent, which wasn't great, but I did something else, because I thought, I like talking to people. I like communicating. So find jobs that puts me in that position, but I didn't like selling to people. So it kind of wasn't a natural fit. So I only did that for about 4 months. I then went back towards the IT route and worked for Hewlett Packard, doing some stuff with them. But again, I was never really, there was always that training element in the back of my mind. I started training and exercising when I was about 18. As I said, I was overweight as a kid and kind of used exercise to kind of help me through that part. And I was just, it was always there. It was always a passion. I love reading about it. I love, talking about it. I love doing weight training. And I never really it never clicked in my mind all that time. And then I just kept going from, different jobs, different places. And in the end, I was working in a welding company doing sales and purchasing for them. And I wasn't in a really good mental state, because I was not in a job I really enjoyed. Didn't know what my career was. I was going to just about hit my 30s, and I was sort of like, I don't know what I'm doing. And my amazing wife, Louise, she, her grandfather passed away and left her a little bit of money. And she kind of said, look, if you're going to do this personal training thing, just do it, and just go and see if you like it. And if you don't like it,
well done.
You'll never know. So we paid for the course, passed the course. And then again, through that course, one of the instructors on my test kind of took a shining to me, I think. And he offered me some work back in Stevenage, in Hertfordshire again. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I got work in a gym in Odyssey, spent 4 years there. And then
freelance, was that?
Well, a couple of years on the shop floor, helping people in the gym. And then I went freelance for a couple of years. And then we had our first child, my son, Eddie. And that kind of, again, that's just sort of made me had to grow up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then we realized that, 2-bedroom flat's not going to be enough space for a family. So we decided that we were going to look for a house. Hitchin is crazy expensive over there. That's sort of, further down south, you go down the A1, it gets really expensive. So we started going up the A1 looking for places around, and we stumbled across St. Neots. Never been here before, but we luckily kind of drove in over the bridge on a summer's day. The river, the pub was full, and and the market square was there, and we'd come from Hitchin, which was a market town, and kind of fell in love straight away with the place.
I hear that a lot. People come from Hitchin.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It kind of felt like as soon as we moved here, it felt like we were on holiday for the first couple of years. It was crazy. It was, but then I'd worked here. I'd still commute to Stevenage, and then I found Realfit on via the Think Local magazine that is run here, and and I just thought I'll see if they were looking for people. I got in there, and luckily enough they like me, and I've been there ever since. So it's been it's been a journey. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get into fitness as a coach until 10 years ago. Like I was 30. I'd already been.
Yeah, but you were already helping people.
Yeah, but I've been helping people in and out, so it was sort of
in different
natural
ways.
Yeah, and it
with the printer and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
I did the same. I did IT support for a little while. And
okay.
I think the life skills, troubleshooting, helping people, interacting with humans, they're all useful.
It was a great job because it was always, a lot of the time it was the same job. I mean, obviously with IT support, it's just have you plugged it in, have you switched it on?
IT crowds.
That's right. Turn it off, turn it on again. Those sort of things are the fundamentals. But generally, each time you came over, it was like a new little challenge, and it was sort of like sometimes you just had to sit there with them and try and figure it out. And,
you get to know people.
Yeah, and it was just fun. It was, as I say, the sense of when you see someone that they do something and they're like, wow, I'm doing something I never thought I could do. Like they come into, it might be that they've left school, they've had some problems, and they're looking to kind of get into a job, but they know that they need the skills to get into any sort of jobs, and they need office skills. And as the world has moved into IT and technology more and more,
so much now.
but
that transfers in every way to what you do now, right? Because funny enough, Jam and I were just talking before you come on about our own acceptance around ourselves, and Jam's a fighter. Literally, she's just finished a boxing match, and
awesome.
That
don't matter. That don't matter.
It's just training required to go in.
I wasn't trying to get beaten up. I trained hard, but the training required is a disgusting amount of training.
That's only half of it, though, isn't it? I mean,
that 8 weeks, you're fighting yourself.
Yeah.
To go in the ring and fight.
But
fighting my mind every single
so Jam said before she got in the ring, she said she'd already won, and that was that. Alluding to what you're saying there is helping people realize themselves, and I think that I'm so happy you've come on first, because you must see people have moments all the time, in terms of moments of realization of how brilliant they are, and moments of realization of how brilliant they aspired themselves to be, but realized maybe in that moment they're not.
There is. It's a rainbow of emotions, and that's just life. We all go through it. I think being in a situation where, as I say, I was overweight when I was younger. I then sort of trained through that, found fitness, and kind of it changed my mindset. It taught me some things from both sides of the chain, what it feels like, and all that. So emotionally, you go through these things, but yeah, the biggest battle you have is always with yourself, and that's the kind of thing that I think that as a personal trainer we're here to do. I mean, it's put out there as a sort of a glamorous sort of lifestyle or a glamorous sort of job, but it really, every single day you're trying to help people fight demons and fight themselves, because there's always that level of self-doubt, and there's always that level of they can't achieve what they want, whether it be through their careers, through their family, through their friends, or their fitness. It's just another thing they add to the pile on the.
And we don't know what we're doing, man.
No.
We don't know what we're doing. We again, we were talking about this probably about 3 o'clock in the morning at one point, talking about this exact problem. It's like we were comparing PTs, counselors. We need you to enable us. We need those extra tools. We can't do it ourselves. Jams in. Come on, what do you want? Yeah, what do you want? Grab that other mic. Look, she can't help herself. You can't.
I'll come in your mic.
All right, I'll go.
But I was basically talking about earlier, because he can jump in. I was talking about earlier, like after my fight, I took 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
And I'm started weightlifting. I was doing a lot of strength and conditioning. But I saw veins and muscles that I never had in my life, like triceps. But I didn't train for 6 weeks and it wasn't there. Trained for like a week and a half. I've seen the veins pop up. Muscle memory.
Sorry, I didn't know.
This is the thing, is muscle memory. So like when you've going through stuff in life, you're building resilience because your mind is going through resistance. The same way, like that's how you build, you know, that resistance. Same way, like your body it needs resistance to like build muscle. So I was just like kind of linking the two.
Yeah.
Having found that in my personal experience.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave you with that.
So I think a question from that is, what? So
there's like scientific, like in terms of those little, I don't know. I saw it in like a thing like every time you like build muscle, there's another thing that it helps the muscle grow. Those things never go away, even though it shrinks. So basically, what happens is when you start like weightlifting again, it just spreads out, and those little things like take up more space.
That's down.
I don't know what it's called. Some long name.
No, well, there's. I mean, you know, without going too deep into the science, but yeah, you got basically muscle cells within the muscle, and they can split, and then you make more muscle cells, and then they grow and build.
And you never lose those individual cells. So once you've grown them, you never lose it. The muscles shrink, but you never lose it. So you always have the capacity to have that growth. So you can always go through that same thing again. Mentally.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm so happy for myself.
That's it. That's the way. I mean, you know, that's the thing as well, is that, you know, I always tell people, especially with a layoff of any time, you know, strength, it never goes. You've always, once you build strength, once you've gone through that time, I think as you was rightly saying there, you've always got that within you again. So going through those bad times, going through those ups and downs is really, you know, you always know you have that within you.
It was resilient.
Yeah, that's right. But fitness, in terms of the conditioning and everything else, people get very downhearted very quickly because you can lose that so quick. 2 weeks off the gym, 2 weeks away from it is enough to lose, you know, 25, 50, you know, up to 50% of your conditioning levels that you had before. And that instantly, when people do something they thought, oh, I used to find this really easy, and suddenly it's really difficult. It's a barricade that got breakthrough.
So I think so. Like, I'm just conscious of time, and I want to make sure that from every speaker that comes on today, that we're sharing at every level. Yeah. So for someone, I don't think anyone needs to be persuaded that looking after our physical health contributes massively to our mental fitness. I don't think anyone needs persuading of that. But in terms of, you know, maybe if someone is in a situation where they're watching this now or watching this back, and they're like, okay, I want to get started. I want to get my mind right before I put myself into a situation where I'm in an environment like yours, where lots of people are just, you know, getting fit and getting healthy, and that can be quite intimidating for some people.
Huge,
especially after a time where a lot of people were sat in lockdowns and whatever else. What conversations do you think is really important that people have with themselves before they have a conversation with someone like yourself?
I think first and foremost is you need to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason, in a way. You know, we all went through the lockdown and had different experiences, but in the same sense, we all had the same experience, which was that it kind of showed you how fragile things can be, and when you take things away from people, that you surround yourself with these things that you think you need, suddenly they're all gone, and you have to sit there and have a little word with yourself and say, wow, this is me. All I can do now is sit here, and, you know, I'm lucky that I had a family. You know, people to talk to, people to be around. You know, we did Zoom things and stuff with friends and family as well. That was great. But you still had a lot of time to sit there and think, wow, what have I done up to this point? You know, if the world was to change tomorrow, as it did, what have I got to reassure myself? And with fitness, I mean, a lot of people actually through the lockdown, I think, physically went through a lot more of a kind of, you know, they did a lot more walking, got out a lot more because they were told, right, you can go out once a day and exercise. That completely changed people's perspective. And they're like, right, well, I'm going to go out and exercise then because I can now.
Well, home gym equipment went up. Dog sales went up. Like, it was like any excuse, right?
That's right. So, and people then did some stuff that you know, I'm sure there was a big percentage of people that did things they couldn't believe. Maybe they, you know, worked their way up to a decent 5K time, or maybe they, you know, just got up and walked every day. Something that they never, they've spent all their life getting up, commuting, sitting at a desk, going
Yeah.
home, sitting, watching TV, go to bed. They never actually physically did something beyond themselves. So the first thing that really you want to make sure that people understand is that the gym is not going to suddenly, you're going to walk in the door and one, you're going to transform straight away. And two, anyone's going to judge you, because the worst thing you can do, and the thing that we all do, is we put our self-doubt on everyone else. And we believe that what everyone else is thinking of us is exactly what we think of ourselves. And that's the biggest barrier you have to try and break down, because I always get quite jovial with it. So, no one cares about you, but that's not the truth. It's not that people don't care about you, but it's just that everyone has to deal with their own stuff.
Yeah.
And what
you're not their primary.
No, that's right. And if anything, the fact that people come up and walk through that door, make that first step, that's the hardest step of them all. Get through that door into the gym, being in an environment that might be uncomfortable to you, or something that you haven't done for a long time. You just, you're a bit worried about it, but that's fine. That's exactly what we want. What we want as fitness professionals, what we want in any profession, is we want people to come to us and ask us and speak to us. And even if it was a case where, right now, if people are unsure about their fitness and unsure about what they want to do with their fitness, if they email, us at info@realfit.co.uk, or contact me directly at connect@realfitonline.co.uk, they can ask us as many questions as they want. They can pick up the phone and speak to us. I wouldn't be able to give you the telephone number off the top of my head because I'm too email. Look at me, I'm not
I'm sure they'll find you.
But if they search Real Fit Centre online, and just get in contact with us, just talk to us, because the thing is that self-doubt and that disbelief is what's going to stick you in life, and you won't be able to move. You'll completely isolate yourself just from what you worry about what everyone else thinks or what everyone else is going to say. But there's no such thing. Everyone wants to help everyone out, and I think that's the human trait that we all do have within ourselves, is that if we see someone struggling, we want to pick them up and help them along and just go, hey, I know that first step's a tough one, but I know that first step, that, as I say, as a personal trainer, my thing is always that I'm just showing people the way I went. And if you don't want to go my way, then that's fine. We can help you go other ways.
There's other people here that you might relate
to. So if you've fallen down, I'll help you up and say, right, what's the next step? Where do you want to go? And that's the most important thing. For some people, it is just a case of, having a daily walk. For other people, it's to run a marathon. There's spectrums of fitness and where people want to be in that fitness. But the most important thing is to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the fact that you want to be fitter and healthier, or that you want to, achieve something like a marathon or whatever it's going to be. That has to be the number one priority. That it can't be because you think other people will respect you more, or you think that people will look up to you and say, oh, wow, that can be a part of it as you're doing it and as you're growing in confidence. But it shouldn't be your initial kind of idea that you need to do A to get B. It should be that you're doing it for yourself. You will grow stronger mentally and physically. And then, once people are seeing you, you can then help other people up as well. And it's always that next step.
Get your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help other people.
Exactly. And,
like that.
And that's what Real Fit really tries to promote. And that's why, we like to say we're a community-based gym. We're it's always group led. We get people in together, laughing and joking, talking. And a massive part of my job as a personal trainer is actually, what I've learned over the last 10 years is the physical side is almost irrelevant in a way. It's always that mental side. We're always talking to our athletes and clients and everything else, and talking to them about their days and what their struggles are and what they're thinking. And, it can be something to do with fitness. It can be to do with something with nutrition. It could be with something to do with, helping them out a little more, but it could be, what they're doing with their families or friends. And
without a doubt, you're like a barber.
Yeah,
Like everyone opens up at the barber, and it's the same with the PT.
Yeah.
I know it.
I mean, it's the thing. I say, really, I'm a therapist with weights. That's all I am, really. People can come in and they just open up.
It's just a vehicle for change.
Yeah, nice. and it's good. And when you break down those barriers, it's always a good thing, because people then are comfortable in that environment and they're comfortable with you, and that's a big part of what you want to happen. Because,
absolutely,
as I say, the mental side of things is bigger than any physical side. You will set your own barriers, you will set your own restrictions. And once you can help people break through those barriers, then you see they become enlightened. And then suddenly they realize that they can do so much more. And there's the amount of times we have people that come through the door that they've not exercised in a while, or they've never exercised. and yet now they're regular members and they're coming down, 2-3 times a week, and they're getting the goals that they want to hit. They're talking about, that's right, and they're talking about, they're talking about things like about their nutrition and about how they can perform better and how they can get stronger, and suddenly those things become like little goals they can add into their day. But it always then benefits what they do in the real world, because simple things like putting your shopping bags in the car and carrying them back out, or just going for a walk with friends, or going for a jog, down a park run, just these things that they would spend hours thinking about. But now they've opened up those barriers again, and they're like, oh, well, fine, I'll go and do that. I'll go and have some fun and enjoy myself again, and be comfortable with myself. And that's always what it's about. Within the heart of hearts, we can make you more confident on the outside and the inside, but the inside is always going to be the one that's going to take you to that next level. So
that's lovely. That's I thank you, because you brought the energy that we needed in the room, to be honest with you.
Thanks.
So thank you.
Fine. That's right. I don't know about this.
Jam's just desperate to do some push-ups. So one question before you go, and Jam, if you don't mind, take outside afterwards. So we've got to get Mike on the I can see Mike in the waiting room, and I'll get you back in for. What are you excited for in 2022? It could be a personal thing, it could be external community thing, whatever. Is there something that you're particularly excited for in 2022?
Well, I always try and set a goal for each year to kind of push forward with. But I'm just excited again. I mean, I can say this, but things can very, very much change in a heartbeat. But the thing that I'm most looking forward to again is people understand, coming back into the world with that understanding of, what we really need as human beings is to be together and to be with other people, and physically be in rooms with other people and talking to people is a great thing. So for 2022, seeing more people again, getting out there, things that we've missed over the last couple of years, like the community dragon boat race and things like that, parts where the community can come together and people are having fun and having good times. That's the big thing I'm looking forward to the most. I'm a football fan, so going to see full stadiums again is an amazing thing. It's just, seeing people, and you didn't really appreciate it until it was taken away and said, you may never have that again. It may, and then you think, wow, these simple things that you want to share with people, you can do now. You can enjoy the ecstasy, you can enjoy, laughter, you can enjoy just good music, all these things that make us as humans, enrich the soul. And that's kind of what, as I say, that's what we are as humans. In the end of the day, we're all individuals. We all want to feel our best, and we all want to go to that next level. And those are the things that are going to help us out. So in terms of a social level, that's great. In terms of a personal level, Realfit Online is something that I've started to build. And it's not a case of, again, it's almost the opposite of what I'm saying, because you're not seeing real people, you're online. But just growing that community.
Adds value. It's not the thing. It adds value.
But just helping more people. And that's something that I think, when you help people and you get that, as I say, you get that positive feedback back, then you just want to help more people. And that's really where we want to go in life. And, whether it's through Realfit or whether it's through personal things, just being around more people and helping more people is going to be.
That's awesome, man. Well, I feel it, man. That's awesome. Well, lovely to meet you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And thank you for all your support as well.